Hey, Chodesh Tov, everyone. This is such a special day because it's Rosh Chodesh of not just Adar, but the second Adar. Adar being the most joyous month of the year, and the second Adar is even more joyous because we have Purim there. But you know, Rosh Chodesh is a special day because the Jews celebrate our head of the month then. And it's the first mitzvah that God gave the Jewish people when they went out of Egypt. Chodesh Hazel Lachem, this is your month. Keep it. Celebrate Rosh Chodesh. But someone was mentioning to me that the famous author, Nassim Taleb, who wrote The Black Swan, wrote a book about things that benefit from disorder. And in his book he wrote, there's no antonym to the word fragile. Every word has an antonym, but the word fragile doesn't have an antonym. And he says like this, he says, what's fragile? Fragile is when something breaks or cracks under pressure. When you put pressure on it, it breaks or cracks, and that makes it fragile. So what's the antonym to fragile? Something that when you put pressure on it, and the more pressure you put on it, not only doesn't it break, but it becomes stronger. It perseveres under pressure. So he coined it the anti-fragile. Because there is no antonym to it, it became the anti-fragile. And I was thinking about this. Because since October 7th, the Jewish people have literally had the pressure of the world on us, forcing us not to defend ourselves, screaming at us, calling us who were raped, who were murdered, who were killed, as the aggressors and the oppressors. The world has turned on Israel, and anti-Semitism has come out of the lid in ways that are shocking, taking us back hundreds of years. And yet, under all this pressure, the Jewish people have become stronger. The Jewish people have become greater. The Jewish people have united. The more they pressure us, we are the anti-fragile. The more they pressure us, the stronger we become, the more proud we become, the more united we become, and the more we defend ourselves. And you know, Menachem Begin once said the genius word. He said that it's better to have bad press than a good eulogy. And that's so true. We tune out the noise because we know the hypocrisy of the world, the double standard of the world. They don't care about people getting killed. They don't care about Israel having the right to defend themselves. They don't speak about atrocities all over the world. Suddenly they come screaming about Israel, about Gaza. They care about the Gazans. They just hate the Jews. And they don't want us to be able to protect ourselves. The world cannot stand. The world cannot tolerate when Jews are able to defend ourselves. And now is never again. And they know that we're not going to listen. Because as Golda Meir said in that famous anecdote that President Biden repeated right after the war, our secret power is that we have nowhere to go. And we're not going to let it happen again. So we Jews are the anti-fragile. As Nassim Taleb coined it, we're the anti-fragile because the more they pressure us, instead of cracking under pressure, we become stronger under pressure. But guess what? That's what Rosh Chodesh is. Why do the Jews celebrate the new month by the moon and not by the sun? The rabbis tell something remarkable, because the Jews are Domin Lalvana. We are compared to the moon. You know why? Because what happens to the moon? You have this gorgeous moon in the sky, and suddenly it starts diminishing and diminishing. And at some moment, it looks like it disappeared. And you say, oh, then what's going to be? There's no more moon. But then the moon reappears. And it reappears gorgeous, stronger, more beautiful than before. And that's the story of the Jewish people. Every time they think they're going to write an obituary about us, every time they think they're going to say Kaddish on the Jewish people, we come roaring like a lion, stronger and better and greater and more powerful and more creative and more united than ever. And that's the story of the anti-fragile. That's the story of the moon. That's the story of the Jewish people. And that's the story of October 7th. It has brought out the best in the Jewish people, because when pressure comes our way, we become stronger. Look at all those soldiers, those courageous soldiers. We all know we had the Duvdavan speak to us on Thursday night. A guy who left his newly pregnant wife and ran to defend his people without thinking twice. We will never succumb to the hatred, to the hypocrisy. And we will continue Am Yisrael Chai. So as we say Chodesh Tov on this remarkable month of Second Adar, let us strengthen our resilience. Let us strengthen our anti-fragility, and let us get stronger under the pressure, more united, more committed to our Torah and mitzvahs and values, because that's the essence of who we are, and that's what actually makes us stronger and greater. Chodesh Tov. Hope you have a great day and a great week ahead and a great month of Adar.